Power does not just change what people do, it changes how they think, how they become, and often faster than anyone expects. This is Brain Roots.
In the summer of 1971, a psychologist at Stanford University set up a fake prison in the basement of a campus building. He recruited 24 ordinary college students, screened for psychological stability, no criminal history, no known issues. He randomly assigned half of them to be guards. The other half were prisoners. The experiment was supposed to last 2 weeks. It was shut down after 6 days. What happened in those 6 days changed how psychologists think about human behavior and the nature of power. The guards, ordinary students randomly assigned, began abusing their authority within 24 hours. They woke prisoners in the middle of the night for arbitrary counts. They made them do pointless push-ups as punishment. They removed mattresses, took away bathroom privileges. Some began to enjoy it. The prisoners, also ordinary students, broke down. Some had emotional collapses within days. One had to be released early due to psychological distress. Others became passive, institutionalized, submissive. They stopped acting like people who had agreed to participate in a study. They started acting like prisoners. The psychologist running the experiment was Philip Zimbardo, and what he observed and later admitted was that he had also lost perspective. He had begun to think of himself as a prison superintendent rather than a researcher. It took an outside observer, a colleague who visited the study, to tell him that what was happening was wrong and the experiment needed to stop. The Stanford prison experiment has been criticized since. Some details of how guards were instructed have been questioned, and the sample size was small. But the core finding has been replicated in different forms across decades of research on power and role behavior. When people are given power over others, something changes in how they think, feel, and act, often faster than anyone expects, and often without the person being aware it is happening. Why? One part of the answer is role adoption. Human beings are deeply social creatures who are extraordinarily sensitive to social context. When you are placed in a role, especially a powerful one, your brain begins to model what that role expects of you, and you begin to perform it, not necessarily consciously. The role shapes your perception of other people, your sense of what behaviors are acceptable, and your emotional responses to situations. A person given a uniform and authority over others does not just look like a guard. They begin to think like one. A second part is the dehumanization effect. Power creates psychological distance. When you are in a position of authority over a group, those people become easier to categorize, easier to treat as a unit rather than as individuals. The more that distance grows, the easier it becomes to justify behavior you would not have considered before. A third part is the absence of accountability. In the Stanford experiment, the guards had almost none. And research consistently shows that when accountability is removed, behavior that would normally be constrained begins to shift toward what the role permits or what the environment seems to reward. None of this means that power inevitably corrupts everyone. It means that power is a context, and like all contexts, it shapes behavior in ways that are often invisible to the person inside it. The students who became cruel guards did not arrive at the experiment intending to be cruel. Most of them in other contexts were not. That is the part that is hardest to sit with. It was not that they were bad people. It was that the situation gave them permission, and something in them accepted it.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Brain Roots. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.